Perfect.
Hey, thanks for reaching out to the Frequency Hour. I'm getting in touch with Michele again. This is our second meeting to see what she's been up to because she's been very busy creating new frequency equipment. I mean, new frequency devices for your jewelry and all kinds of stuff. So I just wanted to tap in and let her talk about what she's been doing. So it's one frequency technician to another. So, hey, Michele, how are you?
All right. Well, I'm really good. How are you doing?
It's been busy. I know I've
Yes,
got lots of creation, and this fire horse energy has been bringing us. Yeah, I can feel it, and so
me too.
every time
Yeah.
I turn around, you're posting some new stuff that you've got going on as well. So I just kind of wanted.
Yeah, I'm loving what you're posting. I'm loving the new stuff that you're doing. I feel like it's since the eclipse, something has just shifted now that it's all settled. But I'm loving what you're posting as well. I wish I lived nearer. Really wish I lived nearer.
We're at, since meeting you, I felt like we're on the same journey. Um,
100%.
yeah, the frequencies have just this whole new. I ran into someone not long ago and they said, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, I'm a nurse, but I'm also a healer. And he said, oh, like Jesus. And I said, well, yeah. And like Tesla. It's like, I feel like it's a combination because, Jesus, in my opinion, was a nurse. He
Yeah.
loved people and he wanted to help people. And I feel like that I bring that concrete healing into the picture. But then I'm very drawn into what I believe is not really new age. It's just things that other people's had that we've not. That's coming back into the picture. Frequencies and sound healing and stuff has been, that's not new. Um, it's just
It's not new. It seems to be new now, though.
yes, but
I think that's the difference.
so even if you go back to biblical, God said, "Let there be light, let there be this." Creation is sound, and so yeah, so it's not new, but for some reason we've all been not,
Hidden from it.
not
Yeah.
as if it's been hidden, definitely.
Yeah. I often give an example when I'm describing frequencies of when you go to the beach or you go into nature that you'll often feel calmer. This has been around since day dot. Nature's been here before we were here. So yeah, our frequencies have been around forever and ever.
Yeah, and so when you start, learning just the basics of what sound does,
Mhm.
my favorite part that I learned is that the birds that chirp early in the morning when the sun is just about to rise actually put out a frequency to signal the flowers and everything to it's time to open, it's time to. So it's just really like I look at frequencies like nature's text messages.
Love that.
Really like just it's a message being sent that it's time to do this, or it's time to experience love, or it's time to experience calmness. And unfortunately, there is always a backside to that. I believe that if you wanted to, you could create fear, you could create anxiety, because it's a double edged sword. But where we come in, it's all about returning back to harmony, returning back to
100%. Yeah.
which I'm not going to sit here and say that it can't be used for the opposite because
I agree with you. Yeah. Well, everything's it's polarity, everything's polarity. And didn't know that about flowers, but I was just outside 5 minutes ago and there was a blackbird singing. But it's crazy about flowers because they'll all like right now, pink blossoms are blossoming at the moment. And it's like wherever you go, it's like a signal is sent out and it's switched on and they all start blooming at the same time. It's amazing. Nature's just incredible. Well, I suppose that's all about frequencies, but I'm finding people are a lot more open to it. Kind of shocked that this kind of exists and they haven't heard about it, if that makes sense. Like I've been doing quite a few. I've had quite a few stalls and I'm loving chatting to people, and people are just loving hearing about them and just blown away at the potential and the ease of just, being able to just carry, use frequencies every day, for whatever reason.
Yeah, and it's just like, you already know that you can go to a movie and the music that they use in the movie affects you emotionally or puts you in fright or excitement, or
Yeah,
you already know this. You just haven't fully connected the dots that you could use this same technology to help yourself be
yeah.
less afraid, be more empowered, because they've been doing it.
People, you're right. People haven't connected the dots. I feel that people are starting to connect the dots, though.
Yes, because everybody
People are,
knows that you can
yeah.
mood music, or you can put on, when I clean house, for instance, I like to find some energizing music.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Encouragement.
Yes, me too. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
So it's like it's not hard to really get someone to understand, you've been using frequencies. And then the upside, I mean the downside to it is that we are immersed in frequencies that are not necessarily good for us either. Some people are
Yes.
sensitive to 5G and to radiation and radio signals. And so you need to actually start learning about how you can combat that.
Protect yourself. Yeah, I agree. But again, from conversations that I've had with people, more and more people are starting to be aware of that they feel different when they're with other people or in big crowds, and they might be sensitive to certain things or sensitive to energies and moons. And I think people are becoming more and more aware of it. Again, life is just so busy and hectic. My most popular blend, surprisingly, at the moment is Be Calm. It's like people are just so busy and stressed, and it's just constant go, go, go. But again, it's the year of the horse. It's a momentum year. So, it's a busy year for people. And again, I love frequencies because it just helps you balance. But again, it's showing people, it's showing, I often will describe it as well as supplements and herbal tea. A lot of people drink herbal tea, a lot of people take supplements. It's exactly the same thing, but in a way, it can be cheaper because I've been on the supplement cycle, and very, very, very expensive it can be, and ordering them, etc. can be, quite a lot a month. And
It's
again, frequencies is where you choose, and you can make yourself water, the same kind of thing, really.
like,
Same kind of thing.
now you have to second guess and do your homework even more, because you're finding out that what we purchase sometimes isn't what you're really getting. And so there's this layer of empowerment to take control back. Not just to go out and buy your B12, and trust that's exactly what you're getting. Um, to be more empowered to say, okay, I know I'm taking control of what I'm ingesting and what I'm,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think that's a big part of today's society as well. So much rubbish is put on stuff. It's very hard to decipher the good from the bad.
yeah,
And things are mislaid. It's very, very hard to decipher the good between the bad. And people are just sick of it. From what I can tell, people are just sick of it, really. But the response that I'm getting at the moment is just incredible. Really, really incredible. Which is great. I know I'm sure you are over that side of the world. But yeah, people are just loving them, loving the ease of them.
well, and it's like, there's so many different types of frequency devices and all these things that's coming out. And every time I scroll, I see something new, and that's so wonderful. But what I like about what we do with the stickers and the jewelry is, some people don't want to dish out a couple $100 or, pounds for something that they haven't tried yet. And so
100%.
by making the stickers, by making the jewelry very affordable, that's something that you can experience and see how it works for you before you take a bigger investment into something like that. So I really,
Yeah.
I really like that, because where I live and what I'm passionate about is not just having cool, gadgets and stuff people can purchase and apps and this and that. I want to empower anyone on any budget. to be able to take care of yourself. And, that has to be feasible for any income level. And it is.
I agree with you. Frequencies should be easy and accessible for people. They shouldn't be, they shouldn't be where um, they shouldn't be out of reach, because at the end of the day, frequencies are everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You can go on YouTube, you can listen to, I mean, again, the quality, sometimes you can listen to frequencies, you go to soundbar. So again, I'm again quite passionate about it being not about it not being crazy expensive. I think it has to be affordable for people. But again, it's how it should be. It should be fitting in your everyday life. I've just made these lip balms, and again, this is why I'm loving them, because I personally use lip balms a lot. I know a lot of other people do, and you can just use them as and when you're going about your day, as you would normally. But yeah, people seem to be blown away by frequencies at the moment, really blown away by them.
So tell me what all I know a lot, but tell everybody like what you, since we last talked, what you have implemented and what you have
Oh,
branched.
lots since our last call. Okay, so I've narrowed the collection down. I've created the B collection. So I have 4 blends. I have Be Calm, Be Happy, Be Focused, and Be Abundant. I was getting quite a few issues with people not understanding, so I've just thought I'm going to keep it. It is what it says on the tin. If you want to be calm, use a product. So you choose your blend, and then I've got the stickers like you do, lip balms, necklaces, bracelets, considering bringing out earrings and rings as well. I'm looking at teas as well. I'm such an herbal tea lover, so I would love that. But and also remote frequencies. So really trying to simplify it for people. And then if somebody wants something bespoke, that's also available. And making a website as well, getting a website done, so people can purchase on the website instead of through me on Facebook. So yeah, loads. It seems to be, yeah, loads has happened. Loads. It's been quite a lot though, as you said. It's like literally like a lot,
Wow.
but it's great though. Really exciting.
Yeah. And like I felt that too. Like, I think our passion just kind of melded and like inspired each of us to um not branch off, but like just take it to that next level. And
Yeah.
and so that's what my guides, what I've done is they kept talking to me about. I've got a 3-room treatment center. So one of my rooms is just dedicated to frequency. I have a Spooky 2 Rife machine, which I have the Spooky Central that has the highest Rife power you can get with the plasma ones and the plasma balls. So I have a room just dedicated to like someone who wants to come in, and it's not so much about relaxation and serenity. That room is like, we're here to do work. We're here to
Yeah.
heal out things we don't need, to put into balance what we need to restore. So it's more of a treatment room, setup. But I also started using the AO scan, which is a lot
Yeah.
to your, what is it called?
Infopathy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, I really like that. Like the boys scan, and it's funny. Like I'll use it on myself, and I'll, go and look at my results, and it always ends up with this one that I struggle with, and I'm like, dang it.
That's really weird, because I always get the same one. I have exactly the same thing, and I'm like, really?
And so
Like, really?
I'll listen to the music, and and I do my work, but I realize that there's something a little bit more to me just listening to that music that's going to solve my problems. It's helping me balance out and see like where I can work on myself better. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's helping me get there. Do I think that you listen to the music one time and then that problem's gone? No, I don't believe that. That's something that we have to, it's a tool. It's not going to, and it's the same thing with the frequencies and anything that you do. You're not going to stick on or slap on or rub on anything that's going to fix your problems for you. It's going to help empower you to be able to see things differently and handle things differently. So
100%.
they're tools. So if people are thinking that, oh, I'm gonna, try this frequency and oh, it didn't change me into this whole other person, that's not how it's gonna work. So I just want
I
to
agree with that. I agree with that. And I also think everybody responds differently. Everybody responds differently to certain frequencies. And I think it's what people are ready to let go of. It's where they're up to on their journey. Like we send it's kind of somebody, I spoke to another frequency therapist who kind of gave the analogy of like a doctor. If you went to a doctor and they weren't sure, but they gave you something to try and treat you, but it might have shifted something, but not 100%. That isn't the doctor. It's kind of the same thing with frequencies. It's once we send the frequencies, it's really out of our control. I'm noticing every single person is differently. And again, you don't know, everybody's got a different past. You don't know how many layers you have to shift. I'm trying to work on limiting beliefs at the moment. There's loads of
yeah.
great frequencies for limiting beliefs. So I'm trying to work on limiting beliefs, which again is just great that I can be going about my day and, trying to shift. Limiting beliefs is a big one because I've, probably around since childhood. But I do know that it's slightly chipping away at it. It's like chip, chip, chip,
Yeah.
chipping away at it, getting rid of the layers.
Well, it's a process, and I'm just speaking to those people that it always cracks me up as a nurse. Like I would have these clients that would spend 20, 30 years with their doctor and like still be on blood pressure medicine and still be, and they have this, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like it would always kind of make me irritated when they's like giving the medical field that much time, and then they would come to me and be like, oh, well, I tried that once and it didn't work. And I'm like, first of all, it's not a magic wand. It's not going to transform you into something else. And yeah, it's a tool to help you. But it was always disheartening to me that there was those level of people that would open up just enough to try something just once and then totally shut down on it. Like, yeah. So I always talk to people like, don't come into it like that. Come into it with the fact that it is a tool. It's not a solution, because like you said, when you get into energy work, you learn that there's more than one reason for the season. Like you said, as someone's anxiety, you could say, okay, we're going to try to treat this, but that person's anxiety may be coming back from their ancestors, may be coming back from past lives. It may be coming from different areas that they're not even aware that can happen. So
Yes.
you have to go at things in a different angle once you start learning that. Let me just say this. As a nurse, I've always learned that there's usually not just one reason for somebody to experience something. There's usually multiple reasons. So you can't just be one-sided about any type of, illness, disease, behavior problem, whatever. There's usually more than one reason why this is occurring. So, for instance, I can treat myself all day long for anxiety or whatever, but if I don't really do the work to find out what else is causing that anxiety, I can cover myself in frequency stickers, but it's not going to completely take care of something that you've got to kind of work on too. And that's just, that's not just with frequencies, that's with every problem in life. There's not one magic pill. There's not just one pathway to go. It's more of you using a tool in this toolbox that you have to work on.
I agree with you. I feel it's really empowering. I love the word toolbox. It's empowering everyone to have their own toolbox. About 5 or 6 years ago, I had no toolbox. I didn't know what a toolbox was. Whereas now, not all the time, but my toolbox is pretty good that I'm able to get myself out of situations. Not all the time, because again, not a magic cure, but from how far away I was 5, 6 years ago to today, a lot different. A lot different. Yeah, a lot different.
Even as a nurse, that's kind of what got me here, is that I'm going to be honest, I was kind of angry when I learned about other alternative healing methods, because I've been a nurse almost 30 years. It's like, as an advocate for patients, like, I didn't know that I could tell them that you could go outside barefoot for free.
Mm.
You could discharge all this built up energy that causes inflammation and stuff in your body. I didn't know that. And that was something that anybody and everybody could do for free. And
Mm.
so when I, learning all this stuff, it empowered me and I loved it. But it also had this key of anger that we were withheld from knowing these things.
I
Um,
agree with you.
because I don't feel like if, for me personally, if I got diagnosed with cancer, I'm not sure because you don't know what you would do until you're faced with that. But I would want to know about all of the things
100%.
that I
Yeah.
can do, not just here's what you've got to do. And so that's kind of what led me into diving into not just frequencies, but I wanted to know about all types of healing.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. I'm very drawn to energy healing, but it's interesting what you've said about looking at things from all angles, because I agree with you. I often find chronic pain can be due to, have you heard of Louise Hay? I think it's Louise Hay. The body keeps the score, so all emotions are kept in your body. So often you'll find a lot of things in linked to trauma, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's some deep, dark, horrible trauma. It can be things that have happened at school, things that are kind of piled in your bucket that all contribute. And I believe if I'm working with a client for, say, chronic pain, I again like to look at two sides. I feel there's always emotion, trauma side. There's always emotions tied to it, to the pain. But I think if the frequencies were joined with medicine, what just amazing.
yeah,
Just amazing because the medical world does a lot. It saves lives. It's incredible. But I think with frequencies, it would just be a game changer, absolute game changer. Again, for things like cancer frequencies, sound have been proven to help with tumors, etc.,
yeah, yeah.
which is incredible.
Yeah. And like, going back to the misuse, you've heard of stories where like grocery stores play certain music to encourage you to impulse buy. And like they've been using this. Um,
Yeah,
they've been using it in the opposite direction of what, not the positive end, but you're positive for their interests. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just like to bring up those things to get people to think like, oh yeah, I have heard of that, and okay, um, that does affect us, and yeah, I just want people to be educated. I guess that's my
I'm
big.
with you. Yeah, it's like flipping it on its side, isn't it? It's like flipping it upside down.
If you know, then you take the power. You take your power back. You know,
Yeah.
if you know what tricks and games, and there's all these societies out there, and they tell you there's secret societies, and it's like, you even look at the first story in the Bible. The whole story was don't eat from the tree of knowledge.
Yeah, so true.
Why not?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think people are waking up to this, though. I think people are waking up to this. I think, from what I can tell, more and more people are just waking up to it.
And
Um,
that's kind of what we're having this talk about is like I didn't know these things, and people are waking up and wanting to know more. And so
yeah,
we're on here saying that, oh, you listen to this song or you put on this sticker and it's going to completely erase all of your worries and sorrows, and it's not going to do that.
I always put a disclaimer again. It's not going to cure or treat. It helps if
Yeah.
um, for example, Be Focus, one of the blends that I've done, doesn't mean you're going to focus forever. It's not like you're just going to be focused forever. But if you were wanting to focus and you had some work to do, it's going to aid you. I mean,
Yes.
again, everybody's different, how long the frequencies last on people, etc., the lasting effect.
Yeah.
Again, everybody's different, but it is. I mean, I think it might help shift it in layers, so every time you're using the frequency, it's going to be taking a layer off the onion. But it's not like, again, everybody responds differently to them, I suppose.
Well, one of my favorite, I guess, myself favorite trials of the frequency stickers is I am a nurse and I work in a facility, and we had outbreaks of the stomach virus. Everybody had it. but me.
Yeah.
Because I downloaded and imprinted the frequencies to combat the neurovirus,
That's
not,
amazing.
all that. And I put it on my badge at work.
And you were just amazed. Did people not like question this, or did you tell anybody?
Well, I mean, it's still so new that like they knew that I didn't get sick. Everybody got sick. Some people got sick twice. I didn't get sick once. And so the next time we had something come through the building, it was COVID and the flu. So I did the same thing. I imprinted the frequencies for the COVID and the flu, put it on one sticker, stuck it on my badge. I did not get sick at all. And then this time
Amazing.
offered the stickers to um, pretty much it was just the day shift workers. And then later I asked our infection control nurse, did any of those people get sick and call in? And she was like, no.
I
It
mean, you could call it coincidence,
I mean,
but
call it what you want, but that was kind of my own little experiment, with it. But the ones that she told me had called in with COVID and the flu was mainly girls on the night shift and girls that worked in another department. So the
wow,
ones that were actually in the trenches, hand to hand combat with the patients, care, none of those got
that's
sick.
crazy.
So I use that, anytime there's a sickness or illness or something, I'll imprint into the stickers, put it on the back
Put
of
it on you.
my, and
Yeah.
kind of like I've got this extra layer of protection.
Mm, it's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. I'm going to be trying that one. Hopefully nothing will happen, but I'm going to be trying that one. Good for winter time.
Yeah. So not only can you use those frequencies when your client has that illness, but I was using it as a barrier.
Preventative. Yeah, to be honest, I will start using frequencies on myself and my kids around probably October time when things start to turn. Just again as a preventative,
So
because there's just so much going around.
well, that kind of helped me. It kind of helped me break some people into the idea. It's like, look, just wear this sticker on the back of your work badge. Like what's it gonna hurt? Unless you're pregnant and unless you have a pacemaker or some type of implanted device. What's it gonna hurt for you to wear a sticker that's supposed to protect you from the flu?
Yeah,
And you know, I had a lot of people's minds that were beginning to open about it because
that's amazing. Have they gone any further with using frequencies?
actually I still see the people that I gave them to. They still have it on the back of their badge.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Have they remained sick free?
To my knowledge, I haven't asked, but I'm just saying that it's just I did that little experiment on a group of people that were very close minded to it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was just nice to be able to say, you know, we didn't get sick,
But just got so many uses. I have imprinted loads of stickers and I've stuck them all over my Wi-Fi router, headphones, mobile phones, all of it. A lot of, again, it's one device with so many uses. A lot of people will buy, I know there's blue dot stickers that you can put on every device. And again, it's where you've just got more
Well,
control to the frequencies that you put in, the amount of time that you change them, the number that you put on, you're in control of how many of how you decide to manage it. But again, just it's crazy how such tiny little technology is just so powerful.
yeah. Well, and there's so much more going on behind the scenes that we aren't even aware of that our government
Mm.
places have. And like I said, this is not just about it's just educating. Like this is available. This is what's out there. This is what's going on. Why would you not want to at least be more in control of what you're
Mm.
to? Because I think we're all at that level where we know that that's going on. We're being
Oh,
influenced. We're being
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, and then people sell those EMF stickers for $50, or that they're not cheap, where you can get a
They're
whole.
not cheap. And if you're wanting to do your whole house and your phones and headphones, it's a lot. Whereas if you have one device, you can just do it as often as you want. I'm actually looking, I haven't thought about doing it yet, but I'm looking at some tulips that I got bought for Mother's Day by my kids. It was Mother's Day in the UK on Sunday. And I'm going to be adding some frequencies to make the flowers last longer. Which again, so there's so many uses to it. I've been sending frequencies to food as well because there's so many toxins and poisons that are put in food. So again, I've been sending frequencies. My kids think I'm crazy. They're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Just doing this."
Well,
Um,
I had another situation, that something that you can think of too that I've done. So I had one of my pets get outside, and well, they go outside a lot, but he got really, really sick. And I took him to the vet, and he said he's acting like he's been poisoned. Well, you don't think about when you live in an area where farmers or whatever, they spray things, pesticides.
mm,
And he had acted like he had laid in some grass or something, chewed on it or whatever, and maybe got some pesticides in him. Um, so I got some frequencies and downloaded like I think it's pesticides detox and all that, and actually put it on his collar, and he's better, like he's great. So
amazing.
I did that, but I do like the parasite for fleas and ticks and all.
Yeah.
And so I have actually done that for people, for their pets, to add like the frequency. It's kind of like the necklaces we do, but it was like a little tag
Thing on the collar.
collar.
Cheap, I'm guessing as well. In the UK, I don't have a pet, but it's quite expensive vet's fees. Again, a lot cheaper. To it's you have one device and the potential to, your house, your family. If your kids have got exams, you can just stick a quick sticker on them. They're just great, and it's just letting people know about them. People just haven't heard about them, which
Yeah,
it's again, yeah, but I feel it's just coming. It's coming. Like I'd like to think in 5, 10 years, can you imagine? I was thinking about this before our call. Can you imagine frequency products being sold in supermarkets and shops, becoming everyday life? How you go in your supermarket, you might buy some herbal tea, some chamomile to feel calm, or some green tea for your morning tea or coffee. Can you imagine frequency products being sold alongside these as an alternative, supplements? I see it as an alternative healing method to tea supplements. It's another holistic tool, really.
yeah. Well, that's kind of what I do. So I have my own. I opened up my own healing center, which I like to call like a healing sanctuary, because I don't have a strip mall like store. It's a building on my property, out in nature, and I want it to be a sanctuary, a healing sanctuary. So I have kind of got the rife room, like I mentioned. Then I have a room where I have like the healing crystals, the mats with the PEMF. I have the sound bed where you can do the frequencies through for the whole body. And then that's where I do my energy work and all that too. And then in this third room that I just opened, my guides kept talking to me about, you've got the heat, you've got the vibration, but you need the water. The water is
Mm.
motion, the water is release. And so I'm going to be taking tuning forks and imprinting frequencies into the water that's going to be going over the crown and, on the person, and doing light touch and therapeutic, like nervous system reset. Walking people through breath work to help. Basically, it's the same theory about the text messages to the body, like letting the body know you're safe.
Yeah.
It's okay to let these emotions go. It's okay to let that trauma go. It's okay to shift out of survival mode and to be safe again, because we don't
Mm.
that we are constantly on edge of what's going to happen, what's going on, what's the news, what's the weather, and we don't even realize that our body is getting all these messages that thinks we're constantly at war. And people want to know what it's like to feel safe again in their own body.
Of course
So
you do.
yeah, so I'm kind of working with sound frequencies
It's
and
amazing.
to help, you know, send those messages to the body that it's okay, like you're safe, and it's okay to let these things go and to breathe and to heal. You know, your body's got to feel safe before it can heal.
That is such a big key that I don't think that's such a big key. You have to be safe to feel to
Like
heal.
if you were frightened, people don't even know like your digestion slows down. Like everything is on like alert. So if your body was trying to heal from something, how can it heal when it's constantly on alert? You know what I mean?
It's like I've been in this cycle of trying things because I was told to try them and then they made it 100 times worse. And it's like a double whammy, if that makes sense. An actual double whammy. But you're right, if you don't feel safe and your nervous system doesn't feel safe, it's like you're fighting against the tide.
Yeah, because your body is meant to heal itself, but it's not
100%. 100%. Yeah.
at work and then you're waiting to go on that break, that 30-minute break. Well, your body's constantly in survival mode and it's not meant to be. If you were not in survival mode, then your body would be on break and be like, oh, well, now let's try to heal this congestion and let's try to take care of this other stuff because it can't do that when it's working 24/7.
Mm,
So that's kind of how, disease and stuff overtakes us is because our bodies never feel safe enough to be in repair mode.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I wish I was told this kind of at the start of my journey. Probably would have saved myself a lot of time, effort, pain, more trauma.
Well,
Um,
you know,
yes,
that's where learning that, taking that time for yourself, self care, self love, um, empowerment. That's where all those things come in to like help you learn that it's not about just sticking a sticker or just doing breath work or just do it's a whole process. Like,
I agree with you. And it's also ongoing as well. You don't have to, but I suppose, yeah, I suppose it is ongoing. There is no end point, is there?
but
No end point.
it's a lot more empowering and a lot easier if you've got that toolbox.
100%.
So like
Yeah.
we're talking about just things that you just didn't know you could do. Like even with the
Mm.
I could get, I know last year, it was 2 years ago, I had a really bad red wasp everywhere. And so you get one that I killed and I put it into the remote. And they even have a thing built into Spooky that you can broadcast the frequency of whatever's in there. So it basically is like a gets rid of pests. So if it was an ant or a cricket or whatever you were like overcome with, you would put that
How
file
do you do that?
up,
That's amazing.
you put it into the remote, and I can't remember what you set it on. It's like a sweep, frequency sweep or something, but basically um, sends out the frequency to make everything that's in that little remote go away.
That's incredible. My daughter absolutely hates insects, so I'll be trying that one in the summer for definite.
I'll say for my experience with it, it got rid of all the red wasps. The only ones I saw that summer was like babies that had just they were really little, like I guess it had just.
Wow,
But
that's great.
the problem I ended up with afterwards is that because the red wasps were gone, another type of wasp decided to move in. So I was like, oh, now I got to do them.
Did
But
did it get rid of it?
but it did work. So
Oh, good.
it was just fun to, like you said, there's just so many ways, and depending on what kind of device you've got, there's just so many ways to utilize that technology.
You can do. When we were talking about cleaning the house before, one of my worst jobs ever, and I put job frequencies on the house, and it's crazy that I can literally be sat down and I'm like, boom, just up, crazy. So it shows, which again, not many people might be aware of, how influenced we are by our environment. how influenced we are by our environment. Because I can send job frequencies to me, which might give me a little boost of energy, but if I send them to the house, it's different, way different, gives me a much bigger boost.
Yeah. So, I
It's
mean, I
great.
guess what we're saying is like, for people considering it, try it,
100%. It for me, especially being neurodiverse, which is a challenge in this crazy world that we live in. I am all about making things as simple as possible. And I also believe that because I struggle and other people can struggle with certain things, we shouldn't have to struggle, that there's ways out there and there's solutions. And this is why I love frequency so much, that I'm able to. It's not another thing to add to my to-do list. It is in a way, but once you get in the flow and it kind of becomes a part of your everyday life, it just makes life so much simpler and easier. And I
And
wish everybody owned a frequency device.
so like I've, you know, I have the devices that I can do. I have the expensive devices, but I also still use my jewelry. Uh,
Yeah.
if I have a headache, I'll have certain ones for certain things, and then I'll just go get the one for a headache. If I have, if I can't sleep, I put the stickers in my pillowcase.
Oh, me too. I use pillowcases. I've got loads. Like before, I was having a bit of muscle pain, and I didn't want to make a sticker. I don't know why. I put it in my earrings. So
Yeah,
I've just put frequencies in my earrings. And I've just not even thinking about it, just running around doing this, that, the other. And I've got frequencies to help me with my muscles. Again, this is how easy life can be and how easy life should be.
exactly, exactly. And again, going back to that text message theory, it's just helping your body, you know, combat what we're already being, put in.
So, yeah.
Because I think in a perfect world, we wouldn't have anything. We would just be healthy and happy and serene. But we're not in that situation. So really, the frequencies, in my opinion, is just combating the things that our body is already being
I
exposed.
100%. Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
and so it's just learning how to exist in this environment, because
Mm,
we're not in a worldly peace environment. In fact, it's
mm.
who knows what tomorrow is going to bring. But
I agree with you.
and so it's just like I said, it's just a tool. And there's several things. There's grounding, there's Reiki, there's energy work, there's imprinting your water, there's speaking love and frequencies into your food, blessing your,
Mm.
so many holistic things that are free. And we're not taught anything about it.
Wouldn't it be great if this was taught to kids in school? Wouldn't it be great? We know the reasons why, but still, wouldn't it be great? My kids now, though, will often ask if they're not feeling great, they'll ask for frequencies, which is great. I love that I'm bringing them up to know this.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I love that I'm bringing them up to know how easy it is and how much is available. And even things for my daughter. Things like there's a beautiful hair and beautiful nails frequency. It's not always about the negative. It's not always about what can you clear. There's so many
Yeah.
positive, beautiful frequencies that are available to not. I think if you just keep on clearing the negative, 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 you have to be replacing that. It has to be balanced. It's like you can empty your cup. It's like you empty your cup, but you would then need to refill it. Which again, I love doing that as well. It's important that it's like balance. It's like self-care, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
self-care.
Like this is just, like I said, that self care toolbox, because I'm just being honest about it. Like if I continue to think negatively about myself, say negative things about myself, I can occasionally stick a sticker on, and but the root of the trouble is that you also have to change and work on, you know, talking nice to yourself, having
Yes.
compassion for
Yeah.
yourself,
I
uh,
agree with you.
like like I said, I don't want to come off ever like an infomercial, like all you ever need is this one thing and it's going to solve everything, and it's not. I'm not gonna
It's layers. I often find you can heal one thing, it's like another thing pops up. And it's always, always, always multi-layered. It's always multi-layered, always multi-layered.
The same way. I was like, oh, well, I've already worked on that. You know, I'm good. And then
Yeah, and things come back again as well. Things that you think have healed, and the universe is like, no, this one's back again. So
it
yeah, yeah,
you. And so it's never, you're never going to get to the point where you've done all the work. You know, you're completely a-okay. All these people that you listen to that are, you know, biohackers and stuff, like they didn't just get to a point and then sit down and like stop doing anything. It's
yeah.
a lifestyle. It's a choice. It's continued. Like I'm sure,
Mm,
you know, the people that are the most popular biohackers and have the most success is because every day they are asking questions. They are digging for more. They're wanting more.
yeah,
Not that you're satisfied when you get to a certain level, because there's just so much that even me and you haven't reached yet that's available that's not
I
been.
agree with you.
And
Yeah,
it's exciting to be able to ride that horse, you know, to get on that.
loving it. Yeah.
And like I make the joke all the time, like, you know, I'm getting close to 50, and I'm like, if this is a midlife crisis, this is great.
I'm with you on that. Yes, I'm with you on that. Yes.
I feel like we're at the age where things can slow down just a little bit, and we're old enough to sit back and question things,
Mm.
and
I
then
think it's important that you question things.
make those decisions of
Mm.
um, I don't know. I just keep feeling like this year is the choose your own adventure, you know, and it's like it's not about this is what you do from daylight to dark every day. It's like what does your life look like for you? What do you want it to be? If you're happy with going to the grocery store and buying all of your food and not ever looking at the ingredients and you don't care where it come from, that's your choice. But you also have a choice to if that doesn't work for you, you know, what do you want? How do you want to live? Do you want
Yeah.
better care of yourself? Do you want to ask questions? Do you want to know and empower yourself? Because not everybody does, and I'm okay with that. I'm not here to force anyone to.
No, we can't. I think people show up in your journey when you're ready for them to show up, though.
Yeah,
People show up when you're ready, when you get to that point, um, someone shows up to help you get there.
but you know, it's like you know, you go back into the 50s and 60s, and like everybody had the same house, the same car, the same job, the same clothes, the same. You know, you realize how much we've changed to individuality
Mm,
since then. And I just feel like that's coming even stronger. Like
I agree with you.
the labels are so many at this point that it's almost like they're falling off.
Yeah.
And I love that, you know. I don't like, you know, splitting up humanity. We're all, you know, I
All is one.
you,
Yeah, we're all as one. Yeah.
in the US, you know, you're almost programmed in movies and everything to be against China and against the Russians and against this and against what you know, I don't want to. Nobody wants to do that anymore.
I think it's more people are wanting to educate themselves. You know, if you see something that's especially on social media, there's so much misinformation that it's important to look at both sides and base your opinion on what you think, not what is being
Yeah,
peddled by other people. I suppose it's just what you're drawn to or what, you know, your gut says. Um,
I just think
yeah, that's what your gut says.
it's cool to see um, all this information coming out and people, you know, being passionate about it and wanting to learn more. And that's what's happened to me and you, and then we're wanting to share that with others. So
100%. 100%. They often say that, and I never really believe this, that once you've hit, you know, that often people will go through stuff and it's what heals them and your passion is your purpose and all of this. And I, for so long, was like, no, I didn't even think about frequencies. And it must have been like, like so close to me. And I'm still like, what am I supposed to be doing? You know, looking around and it's just staring me in the face, like frequencies.
um,
And again, I think it's because because you know, for me on a personal level, the changes have just too amazing to not share. Simply too amazing. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice, like keeping all this incredible technology to myself, if that makes sense.
I know by telling this story, you probably got 10 or 20 more just like it, but like having that client that's
Mm,
experiencing pain, dealing with illness, and they've been there and tried everything, and showing them a few things that you can do for them. And I had this one man that really just touched my heart. And he still struggles with back pain every day. But he came to see me. And the thing with the frequencies, too, like you were talking about, I just want to add this. There's so many frequency programs in the Spooky, too. There's like 60,000 that I always try to tell people, like, let's go with this one. And if this one doesn't work, I can switch it around and try something else. So
yeah.
it's not there's a one standard, pain frequency, and there's so many layers to what you can create and what you can do with frequencies. So I had made him some stickers for pain and inflammation for his back. And I told him, I said, well, stand up, let me put the sticker on your back. And then I distracted him and was talking about just, other things. And I gave him about 5 minutes, and then I brought it back to his attention. I said, well, do you mind standing up now and seeing how your pain is? And he stood up and then just looked at me in shock. And then he just kind of danced around in a circle. He was like, I can't believe this. I barely walked in here, and now I'm,
It's it's
you know, how can that not change a person?
I agree with you. I've helped someone with neck pain and I gave them some stickers and then they went away and they said they were bending back a lot, so they were using the neck muscles a lot, where they normally would have been in agony, no pain at all. Previously people would have been taking a lot of painkillers. I'm hearing a lot of we all know side effects of medication, which shouldn't be, and something shouldn't be affecting you like that. That's my belief. You shouldn't take something. Sometimes I know you have to, but you shouldn't take something that affects you so badly. And a simple technique. No side effects. You stick a simple sticker on, and you just go about your day. Just incredible. I find stories like this just incredible. Blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. And it's great to educate people. It's really, really great to educate people about this. It's like just opening them up to a whole new world, I suppose.
And then like
Um,
people would ask me like, well, what if is there side effects of frequencies? And I'm like, well, no. If your body doesn't resonate with it or need it, it's just, it's not going to affect you. Um, it's not like, but then again, I guess if you expose yourself to some frequencies that's going to cause anxiety and stuff, that's a whole different ball game.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I've not heard of side effects, but it's like, for example, if you were going to send loads of energy frequencies like 10 o'clock at night when you're going to go to bed, that I always say with sleep and energy stickers, and normally I'll sell them with tape to keep on, and I'm like, energy and sleep stickers, you just have on as you need. As soon as
Yeah.
you're done, you take it off because otherwise you'll be regretting that. So again, I've not heard of any side effects, but it's just knowing the time of day. But I love educating people. I went in a shop today. I went in a tanning shop today, and they've got an amazing infrared bed, which I'm desperate to try. Anything frequency related, I'm like, sign me up. Desperate to try it. And I was talking to her about what I do, and she was just blown away by it. Hadn't heard of it, was just absolutely just blown away by it, and just that it's that easy that you can use a lip balm that you can put. If you've got PTSD, a lot of people don't want to talk about what they've been through. Just put a necklace on where no, it doesn't cure it. It just help. Do you know what I mean? Rather than you taking 10 different supplements, or you're having to do this, or you're having to pay £70 a week for this session. It's just one of those things that goes in the background.
Well, their Ativan and their medications for anxiety doesn't solve it either.
I agree with you. I've been on that route and I'm 100% better not on any. because I've got the tools that if anything does come up,
Yeah.
I'm able to help manage it.
Yeah.
So again, it's quite important for people to know that it doesn't mean that your life is always going to be all rosy and all, everything's always going to be magical, because life doesn't work like that. But it does mean if something was to happen,
Yeah.
you have the tools: stress relief, anger, let go, clarity, move forward. So rather than you could be going from 0 to 100, or it'd be too much to manage, or you're not sure which direction to take. You're going to sit and pester with it for days and days. There's just tools to help you quicken the process and make things, take away the fog,
Yeah.
help you see clearly. So this is why I love frequencies. It's not like it's going to make everything, everything's going to be perfect, because life just isn't like that. It's just a tool where you're in control.
Yeah.
I'm neurodiverse. I've had quite a busy day today. So I know after this call, it would be wise for me to send myself some ADHD frequencies or burnout frequencies. And I know that if I don't, I will possibly pay the price for that one. So, it doesn't change the fact that I have ADHD. My brain isn't going to change, but it might help tomorrow. I might be able to be more productive because I'm able to get myself out of burnout and recover from the crazy busy day that I've had. So,
Exactly.
it's that's really what it's about. It's just using it in your everyday life.
Exactly. And that's, I think that's a beautiful way to wrap up this conversation is
Mm,
that's what we're here to talk about. Like it's here, it's always been here, but now you are empowered with your toolbox to, help you. And like I do the frequency stickers, and I'll do like what I call like a med pack.
I
So
love that.
I like
Yes, I love the mud pack.
like what is the most things that you could try. I look at like what are you going to go to the medicine cabinet and get? So I did something for pain. I did something for anxiety. I did something for sleep. I did something for nausea, diarrhea, vomiting. I did something for energy. So that was kind of like my go-to, and the stickers for like, well, you get these, and then instead of going to the medicine cabinet and taking that, try it.
Yeah.
And yeah, people that were spending time in the bathroom and couldn't seem to get out, they would put the sticker on, and then like I had diarrhea for 6 days, and then I put the sticker on, and it's like,
To start, yeah. I think for something like the norovirus, which is lethal, like just lethal, having some stickers and something like that in stock is, but insect bites, just simple everyday common occurrences that might not happen very often, might only happen once a year, might not even happen that year, but just something that you've got that's a go-to, um, something that can happen that's a quick go-to. I don't eat many vegetables. I think it's a neurodiverse thing. Don't eat many vegetables. Hate broccoli. Absolutely hate broccoli. Hate mushrooms. But I'm able to send myself frequencies of broccoli. I'm still able to give myself the benefits of having broccoli. If I wanted to add it to my food, supercharge my food. It's just letting people know. For me, yeah, it's just letting people know. And I think as well, the developers of all of these amazing devices are always looking to push the boundaries. Or, there's always new things, tech frequency mats coming out. It's like the boundaries are being pushed, and it's amazing that they are.
yeah. And like I said, I just see everyone's household in the future having their own little
Mm,
medical room. I wouldn't say, well, I guess you could call it a med bed, but like that's kind of what I feel like I have. Like I have all those the mats, and I have the RIFE equipment, and like it may not look like a what we've been led to believe a med bed looks like, but yeah, I definitely have
it's still the same. Yeah,
the same technology. And
100%.
yeah, and it's just amazing, and there's just so much out there to learn. And if you're at all interested in it, message me or Michelle. We'd love to.
100%. Love to help. Absolutely love to. A lot of times people might not know which direction or what to use or anything, but yeah, I'd absolutely love to help. Anybody that's interested, please contact me or April, and I'm
Yeah,
guessing we'd be love to help you.
definitely. So I have a website. I know Michelle's working on hers. Mine is shellshealingfrequencies.com. And I even imprint tea and have the whole seven chakra tea line with frequencies added. And then I have like inflammation tea, sleep tea, have all that stuff on there. And then the jewelry, the gemstone jewelry that I do is slightly different from hers. It's style and stuff, but that's what makes us, unique.
Of
And
course.
and then I also have the AO scan where it will, you can send me a voice text message. I can run it through the system, and then it develops your own MP3 music tones to help balance out whatever emotions that it's finding in your voice, and to help you work with that. And so that's kind of, and there's some other things I do on there, but I also have it linked to where you can book to see me in my clinic. So Michelle's going to kind of tell you how you can reach her and what she's working on, and I'll let you talk.
Thank you. So for the moment, Facebook is the best place to find me. It's Michele Vale, and it's Michelle with one L. Or if you look for Lumo, Lumo, Wellness, you should be able to find me on there. But website is coming imminently. And I sell frequency stickers, frequency jewelry. So I've got necklaces, bracelets, looking at rings and earrings. Part of me is like, when do you stop? But then the other part of me is like, why
Wow.
would I? It's so easy. Like, why would I? Why would I? And I think as well, because there's so many things that I want to use, I can't really wear like 10 necklaces and 10 bracelets. So I'm like, how else can I do that? Lip balms as well. Love the lip balms. Herbal tea is coming very soon. And remote frequencies, which is like sending a text message or like using Wi-Fi. You do not have to do one single thing. I can send frequencies for if you're wanting to be more joyful or bring more positivity in your life. I can send remote frequencies. I can send for a certain time period. I can schedule it to send for an hour a day, 2 hours a day. I can set certain times. So I also do remote frequency scans, which I love remote frequency scans because once I make a blend of something and I've sold it, I can't change that blend. But when I work with remote frequencies, I'm able to change on how the person is feeling. So I won't just, if somebody wants a week's worth of scans, it's not like, oh, I'll see you in a week. I like to work very closely to see how they're feeling and if something's changed. I like to frequencies. It's like tuning into the right radio station. So am I tuned into the right radio station, or is there a better radio station that there will be? So Facebook and Instagram, but yes, website coming soon. But I'm just constantly thinking of different ways that frequencies can be used in everyday life.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure we'll talk again because
100%.
because it's like
Definitely.
we're just building more and more momentum,
Mm,
and I know we both love it. So
definitely.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
so nice to talk to you.
too. And I will get this posted, and we'll schedule another meeting soon.
Definitely. Fab. Oh, thank you so much. And enjoy your it's just the start of your day, isn't it? So enjoy your day.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what to do first because I'm doing really well at planning self care, and so it's like, do I take care of me first in the day, or do I wait till this afternoon?
Oh,
Or
do
do
both.
I both?
Yeah, do both.
All right, dear. Well, I look forward to speaking to you again, and thank you.
Definitely. And nice to speak to you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.